Hello, welcome to Sewing Salty Samplers. This is FlossTube number 1, and my name is Natalie, but you can just call me Salty, because that's what I am, and you'll probably call me that by the end of this video. Maybe. Who knows? I'm also wholesome as fuck, so I can be super sweet. Anyway, so more about me. Born and raised in Texas, still living in Texas. Please don't hold that against me. Some of us, most of us are pretty cool. And yeah, and so this is a floss tube, like I said. So this is going to be a lot of needlework and some knitting, a lot of knitting, like probably half embroidery needlework, half knitting, with a little bit of crochet sprinkled in there. Oh, I'm still holding this. Okay. That does not, well, oh, okay. So a little bit of crochet sprinkled in. I'm not very good at crochet, but I've decided that I'm gonna have a crochet bouquet for my wedding, cause I like to start on hard mode. So, oh, well, I just dropped my pen. Cool. Let's see if I can get it with my feet, because this is a really tiny space. Oh god. Fuck me. Okay. Got it. Okay. So I'm keeping track because I am very distractible. Okay, did that. So my grandma and my mom were both really into needlework and embroidery and things like that. And I caught the bug off and on. Then my grandmother passed away, but before that she couldn't stitch much in the later years just because she's older and her eyesight went. But my mom stopped because she decided to get her master's and then her doctorate. She's in the middle, hopefully the end of her dissertation. So they didn't really, so they haven't been doing, obviously my grandmother is dead. She's been dead for like 9 years? I think? Maybe more. I don't know. It's been a bit. And my mom has been working on her dissertation longer than that. So, or her doctorate. And one thing, okay, so I talked about that. My mother also knit and crochet. She used to crochet me Barbie doll dresses, and holy fuck, those things were the shit. I loved them. And at one point, she made me this one that had like, basically, if it had been real life, it would have had a hoop skirt underneath it. It was this huge, full-ass, floor-length skirt. Oh my god, with like ruffles and all of it, and it was just like, whoa. Whoa. So that's where I got the knitting from, and the crochet. And so I dabble a little bit in, I haven't really, I want to get more into making clothing, but, because I'm a bigger girl, I'm big woman, not huge, just on the plump, soft side, big enough to where stores don't like to, make clothes for me easy to find. That's a sentence. Anyway, so okay, I'm gonna mark that one off now too. Cool. So right now where I'm at with embroidery and cross stitching is I like the structure of having the counted fabric, but I don't like just doing cross stitch, right? I like being able to make curves. Oh god. Wow. I don't, so let's start that over. I like I need the structure of the counted fabric, but I don't like just doing cross stitch. I like doing embroidery on counted fabric because I'm a weirdo, but my mom thinks it's amazing, which is all that matters, right? I mean, everyone wants validation from their mom. Anyway, so cut that down. One thing you'll find about me is that I can be very nerdy about a lot of different topics, but also a classic nerd. I love sci-fi, fantasy, fiction, stuff like that, and real life sci-fi and fantasy. I believe, I do believe in ghosts, and I believe there is magic in the world. Like, some of the shit I can do with a needle, I look at later and I'm like, oh my god, I did that. Which is a really nice feeling. So yeah, and I am getting married later this year. So that's a thing. It's happening, and it's exciting. But it's a thing. But it's a wedding. So that's a lot. But I want to do, so the floss tubes are probably going to be about one a month. Mainly because I still have a 40-hour week job. I'm also doing some group therapy because I have mood disorders. Yay! We don't need to get into specifics right now, but let's just say it's a lot, and my brain sometimes likes to make it hard for me to do a lot of things. But I'm working on it, trying to get better, and hopefully it'll be better. Okay. So yeah, so this is the About Me section, and now we're gonna move on to the whips section. That's a bird. Okay, drink some tea. Some good tea. Okay, so one other thing to know about me is that I don't like to do other people's patterns. I don't know why. It makes me anxious, maybe. I'm also really bad. It's just with the way my brain works sometimes, it's just really hard for me to follow some patterns in general, but a pattern that someone else wrote, because then I don't know what the end product is supposed to look like necessarily. I'm not even really sure, but that's just how I am. So I usually end up designing my own patterns. That's a yawn. Why did I do this so late in the afternoon? Okay. So I usually like to design my own patterns. And right about now, Bailey, you're gonna insert some things, some screenshots I'm gonna send you. Cool. Okay. So, what's gonna show up now is some designs I've done or I'm in the middle of working on. One of them is Live Laugh Tacos. I made a not so great version of that for a coworker this past Christmas for Secret Santa. She loved it. I evened things out a bit and made the design. Eventually it'll go on Etsy. Then the next one that's gonna flash up is one from, oh, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert! Mandalorian, End of the Mandalorian. Clan of Two. That's something I started with, actually. So those are some designs. Trying to think. I mapped this out and then I didn't write more. I think that's all the ones that I have actual patterns of. Oh no. Well, fuck. Okay. So now we're just gonna jump right into whips. Current embroidery whips. Since we just talked about that. It started with this. I can't actually see because I wanted to use the good camera. So this is what The Mandalorian. It's basically like, if you saw the picture, it's this, and then I added Baby Yoda, the child, and the bounty hunter in there. Mandalorian. So yeah. That's that. Here, I'm gonna try and get cuts, and there'll be a close-up shot, I'm sure, if none of that worked out. Okay, for Baby Yoda, oh, here's a design that I did print out. It's black work, Baby Yoda. I want to do something with this. I think it looks really cool, so we'll see what happens. So yeah. Okay. Next, more of the Mandalorian. This is for a coworker. I messed up on it though. I didn't make the I and the H high enough, so it's gonna say the child. And then I think I'm gonna try and do, I have some black Aida cloth, Aida fabric. This is just white 18 count Aida, and which is what this is too. I got like a huge fucking roll of it, and I do little shit. I don't have good attention span. I do not. Okay. So yeah, so that's what this is. This is the Baby Yoda black work. It's gonna say the child on it. I might fill it in, I might not. This is a commission for a coworker, and he only paid me $20. So actually only paid me 15. Said that he would give me 5 later. So this I might just finish it and then say, hey, if you want a better one, you're gonna need to pay me more. But we'll see what happens. He's pretty. He understands. He asked me like, hey, how much would it cost to do for one? So yeah. So that's this. It's looking pretty good. I'm pretty proud of it. Then next, speaking of commissions, this is another commission I haven't finished. I'm kind of at having stitcher's block of sorts. The ask may have been too big for this. This is the maze from Westworld. I don't know if it has a specific name. I don't watch Westworld. It's not my thing. I'm sure there's a lot of violence, and I can handle some violence, but I don't know. It may end up being something I watch later, but yeah. So what I did was I used my light box, which if you are a designer and don't have a light box, holy shit, get yourself one. Because they're amazing. And this is like straw silk. I think I took the label off and then forgot what it was and didn't write it down. Or if I did write it down, it's somewhere. Anyway, so that's this. And around it, he wants it to say chaos in a skin suit. It's like chaos in a skin suit. But I don't necessarily. He wants them all different letters, like different fonts and cases. I don't know if that's gonna work out. But I said I would do it, and so I probably just need to have like a heart to heart with him and figure it out. Oh no! Okay. Some of the straw got stuck in one of the springs of my mouth. Okay. Moving on. So, this is from The Witcher. If you have been watching it, that's something fuck is something he says a lot, and it's also my favorite curse word, which you would know if you followed me on the socials. But yeah, I was really proud of this. I didn't necessarily freehand it. I did kind of sketch it out first, but these were freehanded, and I'm pretty proud of that. I want to fill it in with a lot of just pretty silver swirlies and shit like that, but I'm a little intimidated, and so I haven't yet. I'm a little intimidated, and so I haven't yet. Okay, I think I yawn when I get nervous. That's weird. Okay, and then you've got this one. Sorry, that squeaking you hear is my hips against the chair, because I got big hips. So this is non-commission, but it is for friends that got married almost a year ago. Holy shit, it is almost a year ago. Fuck. And I started this more than a year. I started this about a year ago, if not longer. And yeah, it still needs work. This is all thread. These roses are just all thread, and I want to get some gold beads to put in the middle there. I need to do one more rose. One more rose. And then I'm gonna put like a lot of I need to finish the numbering, and then I'm gonna put a lot of green swirly shit and leaves and crap like that all over. It's gonna be really pretty once it's done, once I can start wanting to work on it. So yeah, that's this one. The next one is probably the longest whip I've had right now. I broke my ankle in 2018, and a lot of people sent me a lot of stuff, a lot of help. I hope that's not too close. I'm gonna just try and I don't know what's happening. Okay. So Broken Ankle Club. Right now, like, all the background stuff is done. I've got like 22 of these. All the background stuff is done. I just need to do the lettering, and I'm just not feeling it. Hopefully I can finish it, because I just want it out and done. But yeah, we'll see what happens. You're supposed to do like little medallion patches. Anyway, okay. So that is whips for embroidery. We did designs, we did whips, yes, done, current embroidery, whips, finished embroidery. I don't have a lot of that, but what I do have is this one, which is a bookmark. This is a sampler. It's not a salty sampler, but it is a sampler, and it's my favorite one. And there'll be a better close-up of it, probably put on the screen right about now. But yeah, there's another one that will also be flashed on the screen probably right about now. I love Lizzo, and I wanted to immortalize her words. Not that they aren't already immortalized fucking everywhere, but one, I am 100% that bitch, and so is that dog that it's resting on. But also Lizzo is amazing. Okay. So that is current finished embroidery. Oh right, spooky as fuck. That's on there. That should be showing up right about now. I don't know where it is. So yeah, don't know where it is, but there's a picture of it and a tree. That tree, I own that tree. I helped plant that tree. I didn't plant it myself, but I helped plant it. Okay. Oh no, not finished. Okay. So now, knitting. Current knitting whips. I've got this shawl here. Oh, oh no. Oh gee. Oh shit. Okay. Here we go. Got this shawl. It's really pretty fabric. This is a sugar viscose fabric. Oh, this is turning out to look really nice. I'm really proud of this. Oh, this is going to be so good. I'm so excited. But this is, I'm knitting, so each row is the length of the, it's a shawl, length of this fucking shawl, and it's over like 340 some odd fucking stitches. Oh my god, do I get bored. I can't work on it late at night or else I just get really tired and I go into like a weird hypnotic state. Real weird hypnotic state. Or I'll be like leaning and then trying to knit and then one arm will like go to sleep. It's not fun. See the other whip I have, it's just a little washcloth that I'm doing. This is one, so both of these I created the border. I kind of thought of the border myself and did all the counting, planed it out. This is going to be parallelograms. I can show you what those will look like in a minute. Or they might be showing up on the screen right now. So yeah, that's a little teeny tiny whip I'm doing. And yeah, I think that's it. I have more. Okay, yeah, that's it for current. That's it for current whips. Now for finishes. Okay, mark it off the list. Done. So, next one is, oh, this one's my favorite. It's really hard to see it, but let's see. Okay. It's supposed to read fuck because it's my favorite word and I wanted to figure out how to knit it. It's really big. I'm currently in the back of my head, I'm like trying to figure out how to make it better. And so that's kind of brewing. Eventually I will write it out. I need to learn how to block things. Blocking would help me a lot. So that's that. I need to weave in those ends too. Okay. Then I have this washcloth. I was just kind of testing out the basket weave pattern and I think it looks pretty good. Very excited about it. It's really easy to do well, for me at least, the basket weave. It's just so perfect, so perfect. Anyway, so there's that. Oh, this is more of like a little sampler thing I did. So we've got some diagonal stripes at first. Those are pretty fun to do. Then I think I do some basket weave there, and then I do some welted, and then here are the parallelograms. Then there's some welted again, the basket weave, and then the diagonals again. And like these holes here are because I had to increase and decrease. I had to increase up here. So I guess I started here. Increase. So here's normal, then I increased up to here. There's a hole here. I don't know why. Anyway, this is pretty fun to do. This is done on Lily Sugar and Cream. I think that's what it's called. I can tell you right now. 1 second. Yeah, Lily Sugar and Cream. This is not the color. The color I was using was Painted Desert. but it doesn't look like the Amazon picture, so who knows what it actually is. But it's lily, sugar, and cream. This stuff is amazing. It's super easy to crochet with or knit with or whatever you want to do. I highly recommend it for beginners. Highly recommend it. No, that's it for current knitting whips. Cool. And finishes. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So, for the future, probably for like future embroidery stuff, I wanted to do the original point of sewing salty samplers was because my mom gave me a huge amount of, like, over 200 plus, and there's more coming. There's more on the way. Assorted needlework reference materials, and that's mostly needle point and like embroidery and cross stitch and stuff. But there is some crochet and knitting in there. And so I want to I want to recreate old samplers with new meanings, with like new phrases and stuff like that. Like one of the things I want to do is go through this book and use it as kind of a guide for what I want to do. But we'll probably end up doing something like that, using this in some way. So there's that. Future stuff. Yeah, so the Clan of Two, Mandalorian Clan of Two, use, I will link and talk about what each yarn was. And I normally use DMC. DMC are an off-brand that I got a huge package of, but mostly DMC. I do want to get into more other threads and stuff, but it's very overwhelming to me. Just trying to even get into all that. I just am just starting to dabble, to like think about dabbling in things other than just regular Aida cloth. Again, that probably has a lot to do with my my mental illnesses and my mental health. And the better my mental health is, the more likely I am to venture out into trying new and different things. But I like doing smaller projects just because my attention span does not last. And like those bigger full coverage things are gorgeous, and I am so impressed with the people who have the ability to just do that, to stay on one project. I really can't. Like this washcloth I had originally thought it was going to be a towel, and then I got to this point and looked at my fiance, and was like, "Hi, would you rather have a towel or washcloth?" And he was like, "What?" I was like, "I'm bored." He was like, "I don't care." So I bind it off. Bind it off? Whatever, I ended it, and now it's a washcloth of some sort. But yeah. So, attention span is low. But for knitting stuff, I do, so this is from, I'll make sure to put this in the links. Going to be knitting this, and I got some really, really fun yarn for it. It is 100% acrylic, but I cannot do wool, and this needed to be super chunky. It's so soft. Oh my god, it's so soft. And it's this really pretty blue that's gonna do amazing things for my eyes. See, this one's probably better. I'm so excited. But yeah, so have a fucking hooded dragon wing with cowl. This thing's gonna be so cool. I'm very excited about knitting it. And the woman at store, shout out to Gage in Austin, Texas, one of my local knitting stores, yarn stores. Yeah, I went there today and they were super nice and great and helped me out with that. I'm also definitely going to be doing these for at least first part of my bouquet for my wedding, because I wanted something that I could make over the year, like I could be working on it, and then 2, I wanted something that I could that would last and I could display in my home or what have you, you know. So yeah, that's really it. It's hard for me to predict the future of my own life because I don't even know where my brain will go. It takes me some real weird places. Sometimes it's really cool places, but a lot of times it's really weird. So yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed it. This was Sewing Salty Samplers, and we are wholesome as fuck here. And again, like I said, these are probably going to be once a month just because I'm super busy and the person who I hope will be editing this is super busy. And yeah. Okay. Well, stay salty, bitches, and I will talk to y'all next month. Bye. So, which way should I be? Do I need to turn my chair?
You were facing this way earlier.
Okay, I want to face the camera.
Okay.
Susie.
Is she under you?
Yeah.
The source?
Right here. Okay, how does that look?
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What does my glasses look? Is
there is a glare from the lamp on your right side glasses. Okay. Is that something you're okay with? Do you want to move the lamp?
I don't know. That would do. I think it's fine.
Okay.
I could take my glasses off, but then it wouldn't look like me.
Yeah. It's part of your face.
It is. Okay.
It's a good look.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to be in the video too?
Okay.
Well, you are now. I've got to credit you.
Wilma Solinsky Thaddeus.
The loaf.
The loaf. Uh-oh.
If I grab the loaf, then Susie will get that too.